The sun blared harshly through the glass walls of Meadow Lane City Bank as the doors slid open and a thin, dusty-looking man stepped inside. His clothes were worn, faded beige trousers, a wrinkled blue shirt, and old sandals that had clearly walked more miles than they were meant to. His hair was messy, and his skin showed signs of someone who had spent far too long out in the unforgiving daylight. People in line turned their heads away or shifted slightly, pretending not to stare. But their eyes followed him anyway. And standing near the VIP counter, holding his sunglasses and laughing loudly with two friends, was Alastair Rowan, a man who believed the world bowed to wealth. He was a millionaire by 35, owner of Rowan Tech, and known for his arrogance almost as much as his philanthropy. As the dusty man stepped forward, Alastair raised an eyebrow, grinning at his friends as if the world had just handed him a joke. Little did he know that what he was about to witness would shatter something deep inside him. If you believe in kindness, humility, and second chances, make sure to like, comment, share, and subscribe to the channel Always Kindness. It truly helps this kind of story reach more hearts. The dusty man, whose name was Marlo Venn, moved quietly toward the counter, clutching something in his hand, an old bank passbook, edges worn thin. He looked timid, unsure of even standing inside a bank full of polished floors, air conditioning, and people who smelled of money and confidence. The midday sunlight reflected through the glass ceiling, lighting up every mark on his tired face. He had come from far outside the city, walking most of the way because he couldn't afford the bus fare. Marlo was the kind of man life had forgotten, once hopeful, once energetic, now reduced to doing odd jobs for a few coins a day. His father had passed years ago, his mother was bedridden in a small village, and his younger sister needed medicine he could barely afford. But today, he had come with one desperate wish, to check whether the old account his father once opened for him had anything left. It was his last attempt, his final thread of hope. Alastair watched him with mild amusement, whispering to his friends, "Look at that guy. Probably doesn't even have $10 in that passbook." His friends laughed, shaking their heads. They weren't bad men, truly, they were just shaped by privilege so thick they didn't know how transparent it looked to the world around them. Marlo reached the counter where Cassandra Shea, one of the senior tellers, sat. She looked up at him and for a moment hesitated, only because she had seen that expression before, the expression of someone who had carried more pain than belongings. She softened her voice. "Good afternoon, sir. How can I help you?" Marlo swallowed hard. I just want to check my balance," he said, almost whispering, as if the amount inside might determine whether he kept breathing or not. Behind him, Alastair chuckled loudly. "Balance? Maybe he means how many cents he has." A few heads turned. Marlo's ears heated with embarrassment, but he didn't move or react. He simply waited, holding the passbook with trembling hands. Cassandra shot a disapproving glance at Alastair but continued with her work. She opened the book, typed in the account number, and the system loaded slowly. Then something strange happened. Her eyebrows lifted. Her expression shifted from polite neutrality to confusion, then shock. She retyped the number. Same result. She checked the account owner details. It matched. She looked up at Marlo with wide eyes. "Sir, could you wait a moment?" she said, her voice now steady but filled with an alertness she couldn't hide. Marlo thought something was wrong. Is everything okay? I just need to know if there's anything left." Alastair leaned closer, arms folded, ready to laugh again. But Cassandra stood up and walked quickly to the back office. The bank manager, Taylor Wynne, joined her at her desk moments later. They both stared at the screen. Taylor whispered something, then hurried out to where Marlo stood. "Mr. Venn," he said gently, "would you come with me to my office, please?" The entire room went silent for a moment. Alastair blinked, confused. His friends stopped smiling. Marlo froze. Did I do something wrong?" "No, sir," Taylor assured him. "But we need to discuss your account in private." The murmurs began. People leaned toward each other. Even Alastair moved slightly closer, interest replacing arrogance for the first time. Inside the office, Marlo sat on a clean leather chair, his fingers curled together tightly. Taylor closed the door and sat across from him with a kind but stunned expression. Mr. Venn, he began, this account was opened by your father more than 20 years ago. He set up something unusual. Taylor cleared his throat. Your father enrolled in a long-term investment program. The contributions were small, but it grew significantly over time with interest, returns from stock portfolios, and several reinvestments. Marlowe nodded slowly, not understanding yet. Taylor turned the monitor toward him. Your current balance is $4.8 million. Marlowe didn't speak. He didn't breathe. He didn't blink. It felt like the world had gone quiet except for the faint hum of the ceiling fan above him. His entire life, his mother's medical bills, his sister's education, the constant struggle for a meal, the years of backbreaking work collided into that single number glowing on the screen. I don't understand, Marlowe whispered. Your father planned well, Taylor said softly. He wanted to make sure you were taken care of, long term. All documentation is valid, and you are the sole beneficiary. The funds are yours. Outside the office, the bank lobby looked different now. Alistair paced a little, trying not to look impatient, trying to pretend he wasn't dying to know what was happening. When Taylor and Marlowe finally emerged, Taylor walked him to the counter personally. Cassandra smiled warmly. People watched with curiosity. Alistair frowned. Something didn't add up. Taylor placed a hand on Marlowe's shoulder. Mr. Venn, we will begin preparing your new account materials, debit card, and all documentation. Please wait comfortably. Someone will bring you bottled water. Marlowe nodded, still dazed. Then Taylor turned toward the lobby, raising his voice slightly. If anyone has comments or jokes to make now, I suggest you reconsider. Every eye dropped to the floor. Alistair felt something twist inside him, shame. Embarrassment. And a strange, unfamiliar sting that went deeper than pride. He stepped forward. Hold on, he said quietly. What's happening? Taylor glanced at him, then said politely, Mr. Venn's account is one of the largest we've seen opened in decades. If this story touched your heart, please like, comment, share, and subscribe to Always Kindness.